What if I told you that your cat doesn't think you're human? It sounds strange, but it's true. To him, you're not his owner, not his human, not even a different species. You're something much bigger. In this video, we're going to discover what you really are to your cat through feline science and instinctive behavior. You'll understand why he follows you around the house, why he rubs up against you, or why he brings you unexpected gifts. And yes, you're going to discover that he's been talking to you this whole time. Get ready, because after this, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. You are not their owner. You are a clumsy, enormous cat. Imagine for a moment that your cat is watching you from their favorite spot on the couch. In their mind, you are not a special human or a superior being. You are quite simply a giant cat, a bit clumsy and with inelegant movements. According to ethologist and zoologist John Bradshaw, who has studied feline behavior for over 25 years, cats don't recognize a hierarchy where you are the absolute leader. Rather, they consider you part of their clan, even if you are a member who doesn't know how to hunt or move gracefully. Therefore, when your kitty rubs against you or kneads you with their paws, they are not showing submission. They are reproducing the same behaviors they would exhibit with another trusted cat. They may even correct you when you approach too quickly, or make sudden movements, because to them, you are a large companion who needs to be trained. If you've ever thought your cat respects you like a king, the truth is probably much funnier. To him, you're a strange feline who deserves his tolerance and a little tenderness. Their world revolves around routines. For your cat, the world is a set of routines that give them security. Every detail matters: the time you fill their bowl, the exact location of their bed, the sound of your footsteps when you get home. All of this is part of a mental map that organizes their life. Studies at the University of Lincoln showed that cats have a highly developed spatial memory. This means they remember the location of objects and routes with surprising accuracy. When you move a piece of furniture or rearrange their litter box, you can notice how they stare, as if their universe has completely changed. Unlike dogs who depend heavily on the constant presence of their humans, cats trust the stability of their environment. Therefore, when you leave the house, they don't feel intense anxiety. They know that sooner or later you'll return and that everything will be as it should be. If you want your cat to be happy, respect their routines and their need for familiarity. For him, every repeated habit is proof that his territory is under control, and that you are a stable element in his little kingdom. They think situationally, they don't plan revenge. It's common to hear people say, "My cat does this to me because he's angry," or "he got revenge because I left him alone." However, the reality is that cats don't make Machiavellian plans or hold grudges. Their minds work in a much simpler and more pragmatic way. Ethologists explain that their behavior is purely situational. This means that each action is motivated by an immediate need: hunger, curiosity, play, or a desire for affection. If your cat jumps on the table when you're not around, it's not out of rebellion. It's simply learned that it can find food or a comfortable place there. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior confirmed that cats repeat behaviors because they get rewards, not because they're trying to punish their owners. If you open a treat pack every time it meows, it will learn that the sound provokes a reaction from you. So, the next time your cat does something you consider naughty, remember that he's not getting revenge. Far from it, because he's just misbehaving. He's just solving a need in the way he knows best. And in his feline logic, if it works once, he'll try it again without a second thought. The secret language of rubbing. When your cat rubs against your legs or arm, it may seem like a simple gesture of affection. But in reality, you're witnessing a secret language that few humans know. Each touch is much more than a caress. It's an act laden with territorial and emotional meaning. Cats have glands on their cheeks and at the base of their tails that release pheromones. When they rub against you, they're marking you as part of their safe territory. It's as if they're saying, "You're mine, you're part of my world." If you live with more than one cat, you'll notice that they all perform this ritual to share their scent and establish a bond of trust. Not all cats do it with the same intensity. Some prefer to rub you discreetly, while others almost knock you over with the force of their enthusiasm. Interestingly, according to studies on feline behavior, rubbing also strengthens the relationship and reduces stress levels. So if your kitty takes the time to bathe you in their scent, consider it an honor. In their silent language, it's a declaration of absolute trust. And in their mind, you're an important member of their clan. The house is their kingdom, and you're part of the furniture. For your cat, your house isn't a place they share with you. It's their territory, their personal kingdom, a space they dominate with the same confidence with which a lion roams its savanna. From their perspective, you're just another inhabitant, like the armchair where they sleep or the window through which they observe the world. This sense of ownership isn't a mere whim. It's a direct inheritance from their wild ancestors, who needed to mark and defend their territory to survive. That's why when your cat walks around every corner, rubs their cheeks against corners, or inspects your grocery bags, they're reasserting their authority and making sure everything remains under control. A study by the American Veterinary Medical Association indicates that cats possess a detailed mental map of their space. Any change, moving a piece of furniture, closing a door that's always open, can disrupt their sense of security. And when they climb onto the table or explore your drawers, they're not doing so out of disobedience. He does this because, in his mind, everything within his territory belongs to him by right. So don't be surprised, you're a part of his kingdom, and it always will be. Your cat may imitate you more than you think. If you've ever noticed that your cat seems to respond to you with meows when you speak to them, it's not your imagination. Many cats develop vocalization patterns that mimic, in some ways, human interaction. According to research from the University of Sussex, cats can modulate their meows to more effectively attract attention, adapting to their owner's behavior. This happens because they have extraordinary powers of observation. If you're used to talking while doing tasks in your home, for example, when cooking or putting things away, your cat will likely also start making sounds at those times. Some even develop specific comments when something interests them, as if they're joining in the conversation. This habit is no coincidence. It's a way of strengthening the bond and participating in the social life of the home. By imitating you, your cat is saying, "I'm here. I'm part of your group." So if your kitty accompanies you with a repertoire of meows and sounds every time you open the fridge or come home, consider it a gesture of complicity. For him, imitating you is another way of getting closer to you and reminding you that you're not alone. Gifts are an instinctive message. Few moments are as disconcerting as when your cat shows up with an insect, a piece of paper, or, in the worst cases, a small animal she has caught. To us, it may seem like a strange or even unpleasant gesture, but in the feline mind, it has a very clear purpose. This behavior stems from her hunting instinct and the way mother cats teach their kittens how to feed. When a cat gives you prey, she isn't punishing you or trying to scare you. She's offering you a demonstration of her skill and, symbolically, trying to teach you how to survive. According to research from the University of Bristol, domestic cats maintain this pattern because their hunting instinct doesn't disappear, even if they live in a comfortable home. For them, sharing prey is a social act, a reminder that you're part of their close group. The next time your kitty brings you a gift, look at it differently. While it may not be the prettiest gift, it's a sign of trust and an attempt to include you in their world. In a way, it's their way of saying, "You're part of my pack too." Regret in a cat doesn't exist the way you might imagine. Have you ever had your cat break something and then stare at you with that little face that seems to say, "Sorry"? Although many humans interpret that look as guilt, science suggests that cats don't experience remorse the way we do. When a cat knocks over a vase or scratches the couch, it's not aware of having done something wrong. Its mind doesn't associate the mischief with a moral failing. What's really happening is that, upon noticing your firmer tone of voice or tense body language, your cat adapts its behavior to avoid unpleasant consequences. A study published in the journal Applied Science of Animal Behavior explains that felines are masters at reading our expressions and anticipating reactions. That's why when you frown or raise your voice, your cat stays still or lowers its head. not because it feels guilty, but because it understands that something has changed in your attitude. So, if you think your kitty feels repentant, remember that they're driven more by prudence than guilt. In their world, there are no moral rules. They just learn which actions earn your approval and which ones are best avoided to maintain peace in their territory. Now that you know your cat doesn't feel guilt like we do, and that their behavior is based on instinct and learning, you might be wondering, am I inadvertently spoiling them too much? If you want to find out, I invite you to watch our video, Is Your Cat Overspoiled? 12 Signs. Your cat is too spoiled. There you'll learn how to identify if you've spoiled them and what to do to maintain a balance between affection and healthy boundaries. Click and continue exploring this fascinating feline world with us. Living with a cat is like sharing life with a being that blends instinct, intelligence, and a heart that, although it doesn't always show it, beats very close to yours. Tell us in the comments, what's the strangest thing your cat has ever done to get your attention? We'd love to hear from you. If this video helped you understand it better, give it a like and share it with other feline lovers. Subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss out on more secrets about their world.